What's up YouTube? My name is the Upside Down Korean, and in today's video we are going to be looking at The Anti-Racist Baby, written by Ibram X. Kendi. I'll be giving my thoughts as we go through it. It is a book that is geared toward very young children, so we will be looking into it, listening. It's going to be presented. It was actually up on like the kids' Netflix. So we'll get into that and dissect it. So let's go. All right, here we go. Anti-Racist Baby.
Hi, I'm Marley Dias. Welcome to Bookmarks, celebrating Black voices. Anti-Racist Baby is a book that provides simple steps we can all use to be anti-racist and teach others how to be anti-racist.
It's a lot of denim.
Anti-Racist Baby, which is written by Ibram X. Kendi and illustrated by Ashley Lukashevsky, will be read by actor and activist Kendrick Sampson.
What up, y'all? My name is Kendrick Sampson, and I'm gonna be reading Anti-Racist Baby. Anti-Racist Baby is bred, not born. Anti-Racist Baby is raised to make society transform. Babies are taught to be racist or anti-racist. There's no neutrality.
Okay, we're gonna stop right away. I'm not trying to do a bunch of stops and goes, but it's important that we dissect this book. So a big thing with Ibram is there is no middle ground with him, right? You're either a racist or you're anti-racist, right? And again, in his world, being anti-racist means you are staunchly against racism. And of course, you know, I think the average person, most average people, don't support racism. But I'm not grilling every single person I run into and being like, are you a racist? That's really racist. Race, 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 right? And if you're not with me, you're against me. It's this very black and white. There's no neutrality, right? Keep in mind, this is a very... it's a book geared toward very beginning readers, like pre-K, kindergarten, right? That age range. And he's putting words in here like neutrality. That's going to be a theme throughout this book. But, you know, let's keep going with it.
Take these 9 steps to make equity a reality.
Equity and reality. They're not going to know what those
Number
are.
one, open your eyes to all skin colors. Anti-Racist Baby learns all the colors, not because race is true. If you claim to be colorblind, you deny what's right in front of you. Number 2, use...
Okay, real quick here. One of the things that always kind of gets me, especially back in 2020 when this book came out, people would say, "Oh, I don't see color," but that's a ridiculous statement. We all see color because that's the physical, right? You know, to walk into a group of people and say, "Hey, I don't see color," even though there's a white person, a black person, Asian person, a Hispanic person, right? To say, "Oh, I don't see color." We see differences. That's just how, you know, that's the beauty of humanity, is we're all different. But to say a silly statement like, "I don't see color," come on now, we all see color. But let's keep it going.
your words to talk about race. No one will see racism if we only stay silent. If we don't name racism, it won't stop being so violent. Number 3, point at policies as the problem, not the people.
Okay, policies. Again, this is a book for very young children. And we got policies, equity, you know, all these terms. They're not going to know what this means. You know, they're not. And it just keeps going like this. Let's go.
Some people get more while
I like
others
the
get
illustration
less,
though.
because policies don't always grant equal access. Number 4, shout. There's nothing wrong with the people. Even though all races are not treated the same, we are all human. Anti-Racist Baby can proclaim.
A bunch of babies just screaming this.
Number 5, celebrate all our differences. You gotta celebrate. Do it, love. Celebrate. Anti-Racist Baby doesn't see certain groups as better or worse. Anti-Racist Baby loves a world that's truly diverse.
Okay, I can get behind that one, right? We should celebrate our differences. It's, different cultures. That's what makes, that's what makes humanity a special thing. There's all different races, all different cultures, and yeah, I do believe that they should be celebrated, and no race is better than another race. So with that, we do agree, right?
Knock down the stack of cultural blocks. Better knock them down.
Cultural.
Anti-Racist Baby appreciates how groups speak, dance, create as they choose. Anti-Racist Baby welcomes all groups, voicing their unique views. Number 7, confess when being racist.
Okay, let's stop right there again. Confess when being racist. What does that mean? Like, what does that mean? It's just again, it's setting things in very black and white terms, right? I'm an anti-racist or I'm a racist, right? Are we witch hunting everyone that we think is a racist or has racist ideas? I don't know where we're going with this, but it's not going anywhere
racism
good.
more than when we confess the racist ideas that we sometimes express. Number 8, grow to be an anti-racist. Anti-Racist Baby is always learning, changing, and growing.
Most people should be doing those 3 things as well.
Stays curious about people and isn't all knowing.
Most people are doing those
Number
things.
9,
You don't have to be a baby to do that.
believe
But I
we
get it.
shall overcome racism.
Oh, okay. All right. So I'm going to do more of an in-depth deep dive video on racism, the origins of it, history of it, right? Because, let me ask you guys, do you think we can overcome racism? I mean, it's been around forever, right? So do you think we're going to ever get into a space where we no longer, there's no one in our society or world that sees race or has certain biased views on, other people, things like that? Do you think we can get into a place where racism doesn't exist? I don't really know. You guys let me know in the comments below.
Anti-Racist Baby is filled with the power to transcend, my friend, and doesn't judge a book by its cover, but reads until the end. Now, what are some of the things you can do to be anti-racist?
Are you going to tell us or just...
All right, y'all.
No, guess not.
Peace.
All right, well...
Born with it, adorn.
All right, there you guys have it. That was Anti-Racist Baby. This video is not going to make me anything. Not that it was going to anyway. But let me know your thoughts on Anti-Racist Baby. Do you agree with it? Do you not agree with it? Is it propaganda, right? That's the bigger question here, right? So let me pull up this because I always like to make sure that I'm citing sources and giving you guys, facts and the correct information, right? So this is the dictionary definition of propaganda, all right? Because I don't believe in the redefining of terms to fit certain narratives. I'm not about that. So here is the definition of propaganda. Information, especially of a biased or misleading nature, used to promote or publicize a particular political cause or view. This is a simpler definition. I like this one. The spreading of ideas, information, or rumor for the purpose of helping or injuring an institution, a cause, or a person. In this case, it can be all 3 of these, but more institution, right? And propaganda, it comes in many forms. This is a book, right? This is putting out someone's agenda, right? And to a certain degree, there's some propaganda in almost everything. But based on this definition, the book, it on the surface, it seems fairly innocent until we start digging into it, right? And then it comes into things like saying, oh, I'm anti-racist. And the biggest issue I have again with Kendi is that there's no black and white with this guy. It's you're anti-racist or you're not, right? And so I wish we could just get to a space as people and not just be so you're with me or you're against me. A lot of people function in a very gray area, right? A lot of people they're not worried about race and racism and is this racist, is that racist. I think default people aren't most people are not racist, right? Yes, we know other people's cultural differences. That's just how we're, that's part of us as being humans. Is I'm going to notice things that are different than what I'm doing. That's us as humans, right? But again, if you can influence someone at a very young age, as they're brought up, if you continue to influence them in that's going to shape who they are as a person, right? Kendi's whole thing is to be an anti-racist, right? So his hope is that through reading this book, that young generation is going to come up and then be anti-racist, right? Zero tolerance policy for racism. And with racism, that brings up another question. Are we educating them? Is there some kind of education, some reform to racism, right? Or are you advocating for violence, right? Are you fighting fire with fire? Because there's plenty of, especially during 2020, it was, we're going to meet the violence with the violence, and it gets people nowhere. It may win you a small battle, but it won't win the war, the bigger picture, right? So I just wish we could come together more as people and not be so divided. I think division is to a certain degree somewhat hardwired into us as a people, but I wish we could have conversations and people would just, it's a very charged subject. I wish we could look at things without the emotion sometimes, but these are just my thoughts, guys. I'm not going to keep going on with it, but let me know what you think of Anti-Racist Baby. If you want me to cover more things from Ibram Kendi, what your thoughts are on that, on the book, if it's something you'd allow your child to read, or things like that. But anyway, my name is the Upside Down Korean. I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.